Hey, I ran into John today, and he's going to actually be doing some traveling in Europe. He says he's going to spend a lot of time in Prague.
Oh, Prague's awesome. Did I tell you I lived there?
No, get out of here. You never told me that.
Yeah, I lived in Prague about 15 years ago.
Oh, whoa. What were you doing there?
Well, I was traveling. I didn't actually know that I would end up in Prague. I was just gonna do whatever came along.
Wait, where'd you
But
start out traveling?
I got a one-way ticket to Amsterdam.
Oh, nice.
And one of the only people that I knew in Europe was this chick that I used to go out with. So I figured I'd look her up. I knew she had another boyfriend at that point, but she said she could get me a place to stay, and she was in Prague, so I figured I'd go there for a few weeks and see how it went.
She was from Prague, or?
No, she was American, but she was over there teaching English.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
So wait, how long did you spend in Amsterdam?
I only spent about 4 days in Amsterdam before I got kind of sick of it.
So you were just basically like traveling through.
Yeah, and then I started hitching
Oh, nice,
and
nice.
kind of hooked up with some English chicks and just kind of spent a little bit of time with them on the road and then eventually ended up on a train late at night and didn't have any money but pretended I didn't understand what anyone was saying and ended up in Prague.
Wait, when you first took off from the U.S., were you actually traveling alone?
Totally by myself.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
Nice. And
It's
you,
funny looking back, I didn't have anything with me, you know?
yeah, you could just like basically take off on a whim.
I had like one pair of shoes and no health insurance, and I was just living large.
That's nice. And you know what? Now you would probably look back and think that you were totally broke, and that now that you have kids, that would be a difficult, a very difficult thing to think of.
If I had to be responsible for them, it would be difficult, but I was only responsible for me, and I was in the mood to feel anonymous. I wanted to go where no one recognized me.
Yeah, that sounds great. So that's great that you just travel alone. A lot of people are not into doing that, you know?
Yeah, well, it's a big deal.
Yeah,
You
some
got kind of
people
put
are.
yourself out there and just see what happens, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I've never traveled alone, but I'm sure I could do it, because I feel like I'm pretty good at meeting people, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
You,
sometimes it's fun to meet people, and other times it's fun to just truly be on your own. And you get into a situation where you realize that nobody knows where you are, and
yeah,
you just have this total sense of freedom.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, I can only imagine. So
Yeah.
you took the train from Amsterdam to Prague?
No, I took the train to somewhere in Germany, and then I started thumbing on the side of the road.
Oh, how long did you stay in Germany?
Like 2 days.
Oh, that wasn't long at all.
Yeah, just long enough for a couple of weird people to meet me and help me out and take me to different places.
So they actually picked you up?
Yeah, at one point I decided that I didn't really care what direction the car was going as long as it was warm and dry I was getting in.
Wait, were you actually like did you believe that you were headed to Prague at that point, or were you just
Yeah,
heading wherever?
no, I was headed to Prague, but I didn't really care if it took me a while or what.
Oh, that's cool.
So
What'd you
I
think?
just kind of went with the flow of what was happening.
Yeah, what'd you think of Germany while you were there? Because I'd never been there
Kind of weird,
either.
kind of weird. Being a Jew, I was kind of aware of the history.
Yeah, I'm sure that that's something that is pretty hard to forget.
Yeah. Although, interestingly, the only person I met in Europe who was a deadhead was in Germany.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was like so happy that I was into the Dead when he met me, and I gave him one tape that I had, and he was just ecstatic because they
Was
weren't able to get tapes like we were at that point.
Oh, so he was actually German.
Yeah,
That's
because this
great.
was before computers.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, the
Well, not
Dead played
before, but
there in '81,
yeah, yeah. He
and
he knew about them. He knew what was up, but he was like,
yeah.
I could use some music, and he had a Dead shirt on. He showed me. It was funny.
Wait, he was actually wearing a Grateful Dead shirt when you met
hmm
him?
It
That's
was like
great.
underneath a sweatshirt. He's like, no, really. He pulls over. He lifts up the sweatshirt. He's like, look, it was like an old tie dye.
Were you wearing one also?
No,
Oh, so how did he know?
I just started talking about it, and I had bootlegs with me.
Oh, that's great.